No, not week 3, week 4. Creating and editing workbooks, Excel chapter 1. So we're starting our journey with Excel. And based on the guided project, if you've already walked through that, then these Let Me Tries should be pretty quick and easy this week, because it's a lot of basic stuff in Excel. If you've used Excel before, it will definitely be quick and easy. If you haven't, you might learn a few things. All right, so I've started doing this so that you see it shows you how to do each of these things that it asks you to do. So if I'm ever, if I come here, at least I know I'm on the File tab, New, and that gives me an idea of where to start in the Let Me Try. Okay, and then here, like saving the workbook, File, Save As. You can also do Control S, and then it tells you all the different places you can save to. Opening a workbook, how to, file, open, and then all the different options you have after that. And save a workbook with a different file name. So here, File, Save As, Save a Copy. So now we gotta save the current folder name, and then we have to edit it, edit the workbook name in the file area, and then click Save. Okay, so that's our first Let Me Try. We did this with the Word document, I think, same kind of thing. So we go File, Save As, and I'll just retype PPE1-1 here. And I recently started hitting close there and just scrolling through the chapter just so we can kind of see all of the different how-tos that are in here. So just in case there's something you ever need to know how to do, maybe you'll remember, oh yeah, I remember seeing that in the book, so I can go search for it in the book. Entering labels and values, because this book tells you how to everything in Excel and Word and PowerPoint. There's a how to for everything. So anything in the future you needed to know how to do, this is a perfect book to come back to. Okay, so entering data, select the cell and type. We can do that. Enter the type text Paradise Lakes Resort in cell A1, then hit enter. Editing cells, replace and clear the contents, hit delete, click the clear button, clear all, removes formatting and content. Clear format, only clears formatting and keeps the data. Clear the contents, delete contents, but keep the formatting. Delete the contents of cell B10. So I'll find cell B10, click in that cell and hit delete. Align, indent, cell contents. Align and indent text, select the cell, click the horizontal text alignment button. It's on the home tab in the alignment group. So that's what I like about these how-tos, is it's telling me exactly what button to hit on what tab and what group it's in. Then I have a lot of these that show me shortcuts, and all of these a lot of times will tell me different options that I have. So it's a really, really valuable resource as far as learning Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, these how-tos. And then here it shows you increase, indent, decrease, indent, horizontal alignment buttons, vertical alignment buttons, your orientation button. And here we have some indented data. Okay, so I'll try that one, align and indent text. Use the increase indent button to indent the contents of cell A5 to A10. So we come to increase indent and click it once. Notice how it came in off the wall, and it makes it a little bit easier to read, and the data stands out from the headings and the total. Use the center button on the home tab to center the text in cells B4 to H4. They're already selected for us, so we just have to go here and hit align center. Okay, again, fill pointer. Yes, so this is a lot of good stuff I just skipped. Let me go back up. Your selection pointer, your fill pointer, your move pointer, and the resize pointer are all good to get familiar with so that you know which one they're referring to. The fill handle is the little plus sign that you get when you point to the very corner. The fill pointer is awesome because it helps you fill in series or repeat formulas and just does a lot of nice things for us. So we'll go give it a try. And use the fill handle in cell B4 to add the days of the week to the cells C4 to H4. All right, so I click on Sunday, and then I point down here to the very, very, very corner where that dot is. And it changes from a big fat plus sign to a little bitty skinny plus sign, and that's my fill pointer. And I'm going to click it and drag it, and it's so smart that it knows that if that's Sunday and I'm dragging it 6 ways this way, that means I want it to replace it with all the days of the week. That's pretty neat. Okay, autocomplete is another one of those big helpful things. You see autocomplete all the time used in typing web addresses, entering data. Move data using drag and drop. Move data using cut and paste, and that's the one they want us to try. So we use the cut button to place the selected cells on the clipboard, and then we're going to place it in I4. So what we're going to do is cut this that's here and move it over to here. All right, so I'm going to cut first, and then I'm going to come over to I, because I'm one of these people too. Sunday is the last day of the week. Sorry, that's just what I believe. And they moved their Sunday to the end of the week. So that was using cut and copy. And notice when I hit cut, it did not cut it immediately. It left it there until I went and pasted it. Okay, the clipboard. Now the clipboard has a lot of nice features that most people don't even know about. They know how to copy and paste, and then it puts it on the clipboard, but that you actually have access to old clippings most people don't know. So we're going to take a look at that one here in just a second. And I think we're done on that page. Yes, I got the last one. Pause and practice. I don't have to do that. So I'm going to student learning outcome 1.3. And now we're on to functions using the sum function. Okay, so on the home tab in the editing group, you'll see the auto sum button. And I love this button. I use it a ton when I'm doing bills and trying to add together a bunch of stuff really quick. Auto sum is the coolest. So you find the Greek letter epsilon, which is the summation symbol in mathematics, and you can click on it or you can click the drop down and hit sum. Then notice it auto populates the formula down here, sum B5 to B9, and I hit enter. And that's how easy auto sum is. Copying the sum function. So now that we've got it in there, we could copy it all the way down the row. You can edit it in the formula bar up here as opposed to editing down here. Instead of typing in information, you can also just click and drag to get your range, and that's where they're showing us here. We can edit one of those arguments just by re-clicking the range. Formatting a worksheet. This is more for trying to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. We'll change the font to Candara. So we're still on the home tab. Hit the font drop down box. Drop down arrow, I'm sorry, and scroll too far. Candara. And then they want us to make it 16 instead of 11 point font. And then they want us to bold it. Okay, now changing the font color to blue gray text 2. So that'll be the top one. Fourth one over in the first row, blue gray text 2. Okay, so now we know how to edit the fonts and make them all look nice and readable. We also have the format painter here that we learned about in Word. And they want us to try that. Apply the formatting from the selected cell A4 to B4 through I4. All right, so I come, it's our A4 is already selected. So I come click or double click my paintbrush and then scroll it, click and scroll, and you'll see my paintbrush is painting each of those cells, and I'll stop at I4. Now it copied that format that I created on revenue categories into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the way down to total. formatting numbers. There's actually a drop down here. It's general by default, number, currency, accounting, short date, long date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific, text, and then you have more number formats. So there's a ton of number formats in here that we can apply and use. And right now they want us using the comma style. So I'm actually going to close this and look on the shortcut drop down. There's the comma style. Okay, adding borders. Add borders and fill using format cells. Apply cell styles. And that they want me to try. Okay, so we'll change the cell style of the selected cell to title. So we come to cell styles, hit the drop down, and under titles and headings, you'll see title. Okay, different styles there. This is a pause and practice. We don't need that. We're now on student learning outcome 1.5, modifying columns and rows. So the height and the width. We can do that. It's on the home tab in the sales group. And that they want me to try. Change the column width to 14. Home tab, sales group, format, column width. And they want that at 14. Hit enter or OK. And then in the same place on the home tab, sales group, click format, row height, and that's going to be 24. And you'll notice how it expanded the size of my cells. Okay, auto fit column width and row height. Wrap text, merge cells, and center across a selection. Wrap text is one of my favorite. Wrap that text and it whips around to the next line. Merge and centers, another used quite often. It takes two cells or multiple cells and puts them together, so I can make this a big title. And then center it across the selection so it's centered in the center of the table. Then we have insert a column or row, and that they want me to try. So I'll insert a new row above row 9. So make sure row 9 is highlighted. And no, that's not where I should be. It should be insert. There we go. Insert rows. Okay, and they're telling me other ways to do it. Delete columns and rows as well. Hide and unhide columns. So we're not deleting the data, we're just getting it out of sight temporarily, and that they want me to try. So we'll hide row 9. I can right click on it and come down to hide. And then to unhide it, I'll select 8 and 10, right click and unhide. Again, they're telling me another way to do it. Inserting, deleting, and moving worksheets. So on outcome 6, inserting and deleting worksheets. And again, if at any time you're not sure what you should do, you always just hit the function. And here we want the new sheet button, which is the plus sign with the circle around it. So I'll click on that. Delete the worksheet named sheet 1. So I right click it and delete. Okay, I can change the tab color, and one thing you'll notice is once you're clicked on it, you really can't see the color you set. It'll be like this one where it's kind of fuzzy, but when you're not clicked on it, it'll be the color that you set, so it's kind of weird. Okay, so we'll rename the worksheet and apply tab color. Rename the worksheet tab Cast Lake, so I can either double click it or right click it and rename, and then just type Cast Lake. Change the tab color to green. So I right click it and go to tab color, and green accent 4 lighter 60% or 40% is in the very last column and the fourth one down. We can move and copy the worksheets back and forth, and that they want me to try. Alright, so I'm going to copy the Cast Slate tab to the end of the workbook. I'll right click it and go to move or copy. If I want to copy, I specifically have to check box create a copy, and then they wanted it at the end, so I'll click move to end. Move the Cast Slate to worksheet so it appears before the Cast Slate worksheet, so I'll click it and then drag it, and you'll see the little pointer comes up, and I can drop it in front of the original one. And as always, another way. Modifying the appearance of the workbook, so we can switch workbook views. This is on the view tab, page layout on the status bar. Zoom options, and that they want me to try. So they want me to change the zoom to 110%. I can click here and go to custom and type 110. Go back to 100%. I can click in the middle on the bar that marks 100%. Freeze and unfreeze panes. Whoops. That is actually a very interesting and useful tool. We can hide and unhide the worksheets. Switch windows. Can view multiple worksheets at the same time. Finalizing a workbook. Now we're on to checking the spelling. So if you're not sure where it's at, it's on the review tab, and click the spelling button that they want me to try. Review the spelling errors in the spreadsheet and accept the suggested changes. All right, so we go to the review tab, check spelling, change, okay. And now we're real close to being done. This is page setup that they're looking at, margins, your header and footer, and setting a print sheet area. Page size, and this they want me to try. Change the worksheet orientation to landscape. So I go to page layout, orientation, drop down, and pick landscape. Center the sheet horizontally on the page. I think I'm gonna have to go here to custom margins, margins, and I can center on the page horizontally. Okay. Header and footers. Yes, even on worksheets, you can have a header and a footer. I didn't do anything. Add the file name element to the header of this worksheet. Add the sheet name element to the footer of the worksheet. All right, so insert. No, it was on page layout. Header and footer. And I do this all the time. I don't know why I can't find it. And it's usually where I said it was the first time. Come on, I know it's on here. Header and footer. It did this to me the other day. I could not find it to save my life. So I can always go to either, there's another way to do it because my chapter gives me great explanations. So from right here where I was in the chapter, I can come back to this how-to. And it was on the insert tab. Apparently I'm just looking in the wrong place. Insert tab, text group. All right, so now I can go back and launch it again. And okay, that's why I didn't see it, because you have to hit the drop down in the text for header and footer. All right, so we're going to go to the header and footer. And here in this section, we want the file name. And then we'll click go to footer. And then in the footer, we want the sheet name. Okay. And I was right there too. It is on the page setup. Apparently, I'm just not seeing things right tonight. Page breaks. So we can set where we want pages and how we want them to print so that they come out looking nice when they print. setting and clearing the print area. And that they want me to try. All right. All they're having me do here is print the worksheet. So I go to File, Print. Now, one thing I wanted you to note is that you can print different things here. I can print active sheet, the entire workbook, or just what I've selected. Okay, all I have to do here is hit print, and that was the last of our Let Me Tries. Now we're done, and if you wanted to, there's actually some fun stuff in the back of the chapter. With the multiple choice, didn't know if you knew this, but if you actually click the right answer, it gives you a check mark. If you click the wrong answer, you get an X. So those are interactive and help you learn if you don't know the particular questions. Okay, there's also matching exercises, and they are as well interactive. Where cut or copied data is pasted, that's my clipboard. Oh, now it's going to be the destination cell. Saves workbook with a different name, that's save as. Let's say where the clipboard group is found, and I say it's some. All right, so let's say I'm finished here and I want to know if I'm right. I click done, and it lets me know the ones I got right and the ones I got wrong. I don't know how long I've taught this class, and I did not know this part of the book was interactive as well. So that was for your viewing pleasure, fun and enjoyment, and just the sheer joy of knowing that you know the answers to those questions. Well, I hope you enjoyed our first week of Excel. Next week, we get a little bit more into the functions and formulas. So you want to be real comfortable with what we're covering this week and creating and editing workbooks, so that next week when we start working on formulas and functions, you're going to be comfortable with the basics, and those things won't hold you back from completing the new stuff. Yeah, thank you very much. Y'all have a great week, and please let me know how I can assist. Thank you.